4 stages of raising children according to Tibetan wisdom. They say that bringing up kids is the biggest responsibility a person can have. And while there are tons of parenting books out there, it can still be really confusing since they often teach completely different approaches. Perhaps it's time to turn to the Tibetans. They follow a unique 4-stage system to shape their children into responsible, self-sufficient, and respectful individuals. So, let's see what it's all about. The first stage starts with the birth of your child and ends when they turn 5. This is a very important part of your child's life, when everything they know and see plays a major role in forming their character and can remain in their subconscious for life. You know how everybody says that all of a person's issues stem from childhood? Exactly. So the Tibetan system of upbringing suggests that during this period, parents should treat their kid like a little king or queen. They shouldn't prohibit anything or punish the child. At this age, kids are usually incredibly curious about everything around them. They're full of wonder and ready to explore the world. But they haven't had any experience to learn from, and they can't make rational decisions yet. So if they do something wrong or dangerous, you should not look or act scared and try to shift their attention to something else. Emotions are the language kids at this age understand best. This approach can also help teach your child to respect themselves, without turning them into arrogant little brats. They should know that they have the right to be unique and original, and that no one can take that away from them. The mistake a lot of parents make is being overprotective of their tots and prohibiting them from doing anything simply out of fear. But this only suppresses their mental acuity and teaches them to follow without thinking. Plus, you're only a child once. Don't forget that your kid will never get this time back. Let them explore the world on their own terms. You just need to be there for them whenever they need you. When your kid turns 5, this marks the beginning of the second stage. Another 5 years down the road, until your child's 10th birthday, you should talk to them as if they're a slave. Whoa! Apparently, Tibetan people are big fans of stark contrasts. Of course, the term slave shouldn't be taken literally here, so don't go crazy or anything, no cruelty needed. At this time in a kid's life, their intelligence and logical thinking are developing, and the primary features of their future personality are starting to form. That's why now is the time to set some small goals for your little one, guide them towards achievement, and teach them to be ready for the consequences that come from not realizing one's goals. Obviously, these goals should be appropriate for their age, so don't expect them to do the impossible or set them up for failure just because they're a kid. But child-sized tasks teach them to be responsible for their actions. And don't be afraid to give them a lot of tasks during this period, as long as they can handle it and are ready to learn. If they have questions or are struggling a bit, explain how it can be done, but never do it for them. This will help you raise an independent and responsible person, traits they will certainly need as future adults. If parents don't switch from king to slave during this period, their kids will grow up to be childish and irresponsible smart alecks. You see, you can't just nurture their privileged royal side and neglect the diligent servant one. This phase is crucial because it balances everything out. So, your child has turned 10 and you're now done with the slave stage. For the next 5 years, until your kid is 15, you'll be in the 3rd stage of Tibetan-style upbringing. This is when you should treat your child as an equal. At this age, they need a trustworthy friend in you. They understand that you have more life experience and knowledge, so they should be able to turn to you for advice and tell you what's on their mind. Kids at this age are starting to form their own personal opinions and tastes, and they want to share them with you. Never judge them for their views or interests. That'll only drive them away from you. If you're constantly passing judgment on their every word and action, your kid will stop telling you anything in hopes of avoiding your long-winded lectures and unfounded accusations. Build a friendship with them instead. You can even switch roles and ask them for advice. This will encourage their independence, critical thinking, and even self-confidence. It feels good when someone trusts you enough to turn to you for help, doesn't it? If you involve them in your life and share your true feelings, they'll do the same for you. Remember yourself at this age and all the stupid mistakes you made trying to be cool or to fit in. Don't punish them for this. Just give them honest advice and explain why their decision was ill-advised. And what mistake do most parents of preteens make? They try to be judge, jury, and executioner. They scream and yell and belittle their kids for the mistakes or any weird fashion choices they make. If your teen is constantly faced with strict rules and prohibitions, they'll want to do the exact opposite, just to stick it to the man. and that kind of thinking can put them in a dangerous situation. And if you're overprotective and terrified to let your little birdie fly, they'll grow up insecure and overly dependent on others. As hard as it may seem, you've got to give your children a chance to make their own decisions. If those decisions end up being mistakes, they'll learn from them and gain important life experience, just like you did. And finally, when the time comes for your child's 15th birthday, you'll be entering the fourth and final phase. By this time, your kid's personality is basically fully formed, and it's time to respect them as an individual. You can give advice, but it's a little too late to teach. And it's at this time that you'll be seeing the fruits of your 15-year labor. Your child will be independent, self-sufficient, and respectful towards you as their parent and to others. But don't forget that you should still be their friend. That'll only make your relationship stronger. What do you think about this Tibetan method of raising children? Tell us in the comments section below. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. It'll make a really interesting discussion. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and stay with us on the bright side of life.